Okay.
You're on this case, on Mr. Bostic's case, he's downtown on this particular case.
Yeah, there's an order for pretrial detention that was granted.
So we
Yes.
would request that this not get rolled since he's down there.
Okay, that's fine. I'll call Mr. Bostic's case. I did have a note on the information that the motion for pretrial detention was granted, and it's to be set for an arraignment in Division 14 with Judge Young. So,
Yes.
all right, so 2019 CF 10863, Mr. Bostic was charged by information or indictment, with manslaughter, voluntary or involuntary with a weapon, grand theft of a firearm, and burglary of a conveyance. I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office unless they've already been appointed at juvenile.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
So, the state's motion for pretrial detention was granted by Judge Young, and this is to be set in Division 14 before him for an arraignment. So we'll just handle it that way. Okay, and Mr. Jordan, did you want to waive his appearance?
I'll waive
for
his appearance
purposes
as
of the
for
record?
initial appearance. Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
And I'm not sure if there were any conditions imposed. I couldn't get a copy of the order for pretrial detention, but I will advise, and I would like the court minutes to reflect that he's not to possess any weapons or firearms or any ammunition, no contact with the victim's family or any witnesses. I don't believe there's any co-defendants, no illegal substances without a valid prescription, and not to return back to the scene of the offense. Okay. I don't know what the motion for pretrial detention, if there were any conditions imposed on that, because I don't have a copy of it. All right. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Sean Pope.
All right, Mr. Polk, you're here in 2019 CF 10895AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias. Looks like the state filed an information charging you with battery by a detainee in a detention facility or on another detainee or visitor. And I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, not to have any contact with the victim in the case or any witnesses, and no weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, and the bond is $1,500.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Noel Rosado.
All right, Mr. Rosado, looks like the state, these are some other charges. We saw you yesterday, so this is 2019 CF 10897AO. And the state did file an information in the case charging you with attempted second-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder, carrying a concealed firearm, discharging a firearm in public, and possession of a firearm by a minor. Probable cause was found by a judge, and the state did file. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you pursuant to the capias in the case. The judge in that case has indicated no contact directly or indirectly with any victim, co-defendant, or witness. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol, illegal drugs, or controlled substances without a valid prescription. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, and you're not to drive without a valid license. And those are all on the capias. And the bonds have been set in the case by the judge. So for count 1, it's $50,000. Count 2, $50,000. Count 3, $1,000, and counts 4 and 5 are $100. And so those are all of your conditions in that case as laid out in the capias. Thank you. All right, please tell me your name.
It's Muhammad Ali Bimani.
All right, Mr. Bomani. Your You're here in 2019 CF 10894AO. You're arrested for possession of alprazolam and possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. You did not fill out a form for the public defender. Were you planning on hiring your own attorney?
I do have an attorney. I'm his client. He is based off in Celebration, Florida, David Chico Law Group.
Okay, have you spoken to him about this case?
I have not been able
Okay.
to get a phone since
Okay.
I've been here.
Okay, so, are you planning on contacting him?
As soon as possible.
Okay, all right, and so, I'm not gonna take any action with regards to any appointing of the public defender. So you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. The bonds will stay set at 1,000 on count one, 100 on count two. And, looks like you are out on release out of Osceola County. I'm not gonna take action on that today.
I appreciate that.
Okay, but let me tell you, if I see you again, and it's likely that somebody in Osceola could revoke the bond based on the new law
Definitely,
arrest. So
definitely.
just so you're aware, my decision doesn't mean that it can't happen in
Sure.
Osceola, all
I
right?
appreciate it.
All right, so, make sure you get in touch with Mr. Chico, and be
Well,
very
my bond
careful.
is at
It's 1,000.
1,100.
It's 1,000 on count one and 100 on count two,
Okay.
okay?
All right, so I can be bonded out today, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you. If I could just get asked.
Okay. Pencil's done. We will reset Mr. Hackett. All right, please tell me your name.
Kelvin Nelson.
All right, Mr. Nelson, you're here in 2019 CF 10910AO. You're arrested for aggravated battery on a corrections officer, resisting an officer with violence with a weapon, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any victim in the case. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. I am going to stay the bond at 10,000 on count one, 150 on count two, and 100 on count three. All right, please tell me your name.
Carlos Harris.
Okay. We'll reset Mr. Adams again. And you said Townsend?
Carlos, yeah.
Okay. Huh? Hmm. Oh, thanks. Sorry, it's stuck to some papers. All right, Mr. Harris,
Yes.
you're here in 2019 MM 6355AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. You did not fill out a form for the public defender. Did you want me to see if you qualify for them, or did you want to see if the state had an offer for you?
Yeah.
Which one?
She looking for a plea, that's all.
You gotta speak up, I can't
I'm looking
hear
for a plea, yeah, offer, yeah.
you. Okay.
Adjudication, credit for time served, no return.
Do you want to accept the offer? It's an
Yeah.
adjudication of guilt, credit for time served,
2 days.
2 days. And I would have to impose court costs, and you can't go back to where you've been trespassed from, which is the 4607 South Orange Blossom Trail, Aldi. Alright, thank you. And Mr. Harris, do you want to proceed without an attorney in the case?
Yes,
Okay, do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest?
no contest.
Okay. I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, okay, yeah.
Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a yes? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Did you, and are you on probation anywhere?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes,
Is that a yes?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry, you're
I'm sorry.
soft-spoken, I can't really hear you. All right, I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I am gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to Aldi at 4607 South Orange Blossom Trail. You've been trespassed from there. You must abide by those trespass warnings. And I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by August 1st, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you. All right, please tell me your name. Tell me your name, sir. You don't want to tell me your name? Okay. Well, we don't have to do the initial appearance today.
My name is Mario Townsend. I don't
Okay.
make no agreements or nothing. Here go
All
your
right.
UFO papers.
All right, Mr. Townsend, you're here in 2019 MM 6369AO. You're arrested for a violation of a temporary repeat violence injunction. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're to abide by the injunction in place in 2019 DR 103680. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. You're not to have any contact with the victim in the case, and you're not to return back to 108 East Central Boulevard. And your bond will be set at $10,000. Huh? Yeah. All right, please tell me your name.
David McKenzie.
All right, Mr. McKenzie, you're here in 2 cases, 2019 CF 10876AO, and you're charged with possession of Xanax and possession of more than 20 grams of cannabis. And I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So I know yesterday, Mr. Jordan indicated he had a probable cause challenge as to both counts, and then I guess we did receive from the state an additional documentation from Deputy, looks like,
Early.
yes, and then, so, however, there is 0.01 grams of marijuana, so I think that was probably a scrivener's error in terms of a charging decision. So I do find probable cause for the offense of less than 20 grams of cannabis, unless the state has additional information
No,
that
Your
there
Honor.
was more. Okay.
And I do believe that offense is corrected in the supplemental.
In the supplement, okay. So 893.136B.
So the bond should be $100 as to,
Correct. So I do find the probable cause for the lesser included offense. However, it is correct in the incident report that was provided to the court. The bond, you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. The bond on count 1 is 1,000. The bond on count 2 is 100. In 2017 CF 15596AO, you were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for trial on November 26, 2018. The judge in that case forfeited your bond and revoked your release and set your bond at none on each count. Does he have the PD in that case? Okay. You already have the public defender representing you in that case, and they can file any appropriate motions with regards to bond for you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Ralph Baker.
All right, Mr. Baker, you're here in 2019 CF 10896AO. You're arrested for possession of methamphetamine. I do find probable cause, and so I need to go over this affidavit of insolvency for you, or with you. So do you work, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. My bad.
It's fine. Where do you work?
Morgan Building.
Okay, and then do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Weekly.
Weekly? And then how much do you make after taxes, like your paycheck?
Depending on how many hours I work, I make 500 to 800 a week.
Okay, so it can range.
Yes.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is it ever under 500 or?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I don't believe that you would qualify for the public defender. I can't appoint them to represent you based on your income, okay?
I haven't worked in like 2 months though.
Okay, well, I just asked you where you worked, and you
Well,
told me.
it's because it's a family company. It's why I always say I have a
Okay.
job.
Well, when you tell people on the affidavit that you make a certain amount of money, that's what you're telling, you're
Okay.
signing it and swearing
Okay.
to it. So, let's back up.
Okay.
So, when was the last time that you actually got
Right.
paid?
3 months ago.
Okay, so you're not currently working,
No.
so that was not an accurate statement.
Okay.
And then you don't get paid $500 to $800 a week. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. So you make no income right now whatsoever?
No,
You
ma'am.
don't get any money from the government?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I am gonna find that you qualify for the public defender based on your testimony to me in court. I am gonna appoint them to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna set the bond at 1,000.
At 1,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? So no drugs or any illegal substances without a valid prescription, okay?
Have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, please tell me your name.
Edmund Ben.
All right, Mr. Ben, you're here in 2019 CF 5473AO. You're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for case management conference on June 26, 2019. And the judge revoked your release and gave you bonds of 1,000 on count 1 and 100 on count 2. Does he have the public defender? Okay. You do have the public defender, okay? If you aren't able to bond out, they can file any appropriate motions with regards to bond, okay? right, please tell me your name, sir.
Eric Buckner.
All right, Mr. Buckner, you're here in 2019 CF 10925. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was found for burglary of a conveyance, criminal mischief over 1,000, and petty theft. And I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You're not to return back to 6925 Lake Eleanor Drive. And your bonds will stay set as in the warrant at 5,000 on count 1 and 1,000 on count 2. I'm gonna reduce count 3 to 100.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I need a copy of the affidavit.
Okay, well, you do have an attorney. They can provide that with, for you. There's-
Bonded.
Okay. Well, Mr. Davis has a no bond capias, so we'll address Mr. Davis. 2019 CF 3041AO. He was arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for pretrial on July 16, 2019. The judge revoked his release, set his bond at none. Do you have the PD? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
You do represent him? Okay. So they can file any appropriate motions with regards to bond for Mr. Davis. And do you want, I'm not gonna take any action on the out on release case. Do you wanna just formally waive his appearance for the
Yes.
record, Mr. Jordan?
Yes, Your Honor. We will waive his appearance as for initial
Okay.
appearance.
All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Tierra Fennell.
All right, Ms. Fennell, you're here in 2019 CF 10912AO. You're arrested for theft by an employee. I do find probable cause, and I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to return back to any Universal Studios property. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and your bond will remain set at $2,500. Bonded. All right, please tell me your name. Mr. Green? Okay. Mr. Green, you're here in 2019 CF 10927. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was found for operating a chop shop. And I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or co-defendant. I believe the location of where the vehicles were found is your address. Is that, okay, so, and so those will be your conditions. I'm gonna stay the bond at the $5,000. You're out on release in 2019 CF 5847AO for operating a chop shop, grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle, obstruction of a execution of a search warrant, and resisting. And so I am revoking the release and setting that release at none. And looks like you do have an attorney in that case, so you may want to get in touch with him so he can file any appropriate motions for you. Do I need a pretrial release revocation? No? Okay. All right, please tell me your name.
Taurus Hill.
All right, Mr. Hill, you're here in 2019 CF 9639AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was found for burglary of a structure and criminal mischief over 1,000. I do find, probable cause has already been found. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you're not to return back to 6314 International Drive or have any contact with any listed victims or witnesses at that location or any witnesses in the case. Your bond on count 1 is $3,500 and it's $500 on count 2. In 2019 CF 10531AO, you're arrested for grand theft 3rd degree. I do find pursuant to a warrant, probable cause was found. And I am gonna appoint the public defender in that case as well. You're not to return back to 1225 South Hiawassee Road or have any contacts with any victims or witnesses in that case. I'm gonna set your bond in that case at $2,500. And you're out on release on 2 cases. However, one of the offenses occurred in May of 2018. And one in May of 2019, and one in February of 2019. So, the bond that I am gonna be able to revoke in the case is 2019 CF 7155AO, and that will be set at none. I'm not taking any action on 2019 CF 3653AO.
I would note, Your Honor, that while the charges and allegations in 7155 are from February, he was not arrested. His first arrest was in May. So the present allegation today, the date of incident was March, but he had not been arrested and put on conditional release or bond until May.
Is there something that says that I can't revoke it?
I'm simply noting that
Okay.
he was not put on conditional release and then committed a new law violation, or he was
Okay.
not put on bond and committed a new law
Okay,
violation.
well then I'm gonna triple the bond. So what's his bond in 2000 and, cause it's all on one piece of paper, so I don't. Okay, so we will do 7,500. And what was the second bond? 100. Okay, we'll do 300. Yeah, on the 7155, yes. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Thomas Hooker.
All right, Mr. Hooker, you're here in 2019 CF 10916AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA ecstasy. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And I am gonna stay the bond at the $1,000. All right, please tell me your name.
Michael Bernard Jackson.
All right, Mr. Jackson, you're here In 2019 CF 10898AO, you're arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for failing to report or check in within 30 days as a transient sexual offender. And I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You do have reporting requirements, sir, so you need to comply with those. And Mr. Jordan can explain that if you don't understand that. And your bond, as set in the warrant, okay, it looked like a 3,000 on the warrant, but it is 5,000, so that's set at $5,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
James Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in 2019 CF 10701AO. You're arrested for pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer. And I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond in that case will be $7,500. 2019 CT 291AE, you failed to appear, arrested pursuant to a capias. Your bond in that case is set at $100. Does he have the PD in that case? I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in that case. In 2019 CT 2997AO, also a failure to appear for a status hearing, and the judge set your bond at $2,500. Do we know if he's represented? And I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in that case as well. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Ernest London.
Mr. London, you're here in 2019 CF 10909AO. You're arrested for resisting an officer without violence, possession of drug paraphernalia, and petty theft, 2 prior convictions. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not gonna have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You're not to return to Walmart at 3101 West Princeton Street. You're to abide by all trespass warnings, and you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bond on count 1 is $100, on count 2 $100, and $1,000 on count 3.
Y'all wanna go back? Already been violated. So, yeah, I ain't paying attention.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, please tell me your name.
Jason Lott.
Mr. Lott, you're here in 2019 CF 10362. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for burglary of a conveyance, grand theft, dealing in stolen property, and receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification, which is a violation of the Florida Pawnbroker Act. And I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to return to any pawnbroker shop, any pawn shop, okay? No pawn shops. And your bond, and you're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $2,500 on count 2, $3,500 on count 3, and $500 on count 4. And you're out on release in 2019 CF 9078AO. I'm revoking the release and setting that at none.
Your Honor, I would note the
Is
date
that
of...
the date? Is there a date issue?
Yes.
I
The
might
date
have-
of the
I
incident...
did notate that, I'm sorry.
The alleged victim reported to the police on 6:30,
6:30.
but he alleges the theft took place on 6:18, and records show that the item was pawned on 6:20. The out on bond instance took place on 6:25, June 25.
Well, it was pawned on 6/18.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6:18.
All right, Mr. Lot, you better be careful if I see you again.
She's not looking, so you can't know
So I'll take no action on that one.
that. Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Juan Pablo Martinez.
All right, Mr. Martinez, you're here in 2019 CF 10914AO, and you're arrested for trafficking in controlled substance over 4 grams, possession of heroin with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, possession of hydrocodone, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And you do not qualify for the public defender's office. Do you work, sir?
Uber.
Okay. And then do you get paid weekly?
Yes.
Okay. And then do you have any children?
I have one daughter. She just turned 5.
Okay. Do you claim her as a dependent? You pay child support?
No, ma'am, not yet. Not yet.
You don't?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And how much do you make weekly?
About 5 to 6. 5 to 600.
Okay. I don't believe you'd so qualify. But I am gonna appoint the public defender, because your bond is,
Yes.
see the bond correction sheet? Okay. So, no possession of any illegal substances without a valid prescription, no weapons, no firearms, no ammunition. And there is a corrected bond schedule for count 1 and 2 and 3. Count 1 is $200,000. Count 2 should be set at 30,000, and count 3, 30,000. Count 4, I'm gonna set at 150. Count 5, I'm gonna set at 100. I am gonna reduce, and I'm gonna stay the bonds as set at the 7,500 on 2 and 3. Okay, it's supposed to be the 30,000,
Thank you.
but I'm gonna stay those, but the count 1 will be $200,000. And based on your testimony, I will appoint the public defender based on the charges and the bond amount and what you make. So they can file any appropriate motions with regards to bond for you.
Thank you.
Okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Christopher McNeely.
All right, Mr. McNeely, you're here in 2019 CF 9735. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for failing to report or check in within 30 days as a transient sexual offender. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is set at $10,000 as in the warrant, and you do have reporting requirements, okay? So if you're in the Orange County Jail, you need to make sure you comply with those reporting requirements still, okay?
Sir, let me just explain that. You know how, I know the transient bond, but every time you change your address, you need to report that. Right now, you do have an address, that address is not changed. Did you have to report that?
All right, please tell me your name.
Nicholas Williams Richburg.
All right, Mr. Richburg, you're here in 2019 CF 10900AO. You're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, criminal mischief over 1,000, and burglary of a conveyance. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. No contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. No return back to where the offense occurred. Looks like the location was his house where where the vehicle was found, but it was stolen from, I believe, Ocala maybe, so, we'll strike that one because I don't know exactly. And this stemmed from a homicide investigation, so, all right. I am gonna stay the bond on count 1 at 150, count 2 will be 150, count 3 is 3,500, and I'm adding pretrial release as a condition. So you need to make sure that you follow all of the requirements, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
My name is Roberta Marie Smith.
All right, Ms. Smith, you're here in 2018 CF 3913AO. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a status hearing on July 11, 2019. The judge revoked your release and advised the clerk's office to notice the court within 24 hours of your arrest. And your bond is set at none at this time. And she have the public defender? You do have the public defender's office, so I'm sure they can advise the judge in that case as well. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Derek Randall Sperling, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Soto? Okay. I'll keep that. All right, Mr. Spurlin, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Sparlin, you're here in 2019 CF 10928. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. And I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness in the case, or any co-defendant if there is any. Looks like that chop shop case, so, so no contact with the co-defendants. And the bond is set at $5,000. It looks like you do have a hold for Lake County. All right, please tell me your name.
Evan Vasquez.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, you're here in 2019 CF 10913AO. You're arrested for resisting an officer with violence. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. No weapons or firearms or ammunition, no contact with the victim. Your bond is $1,000. 2019 CF 10917AO, grand theft third degree. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office. You can't go back to 8200 Vineland Avenue, that Suite 600, the Nike store. Not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And your bond, I'm gonna stay that at the 500. In 2018 CF 14087AO, you were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for sentencing on March 1st, 2019. The judge revoked your bond, forfeited it, and set your bond at none on each case. Does he have the PD or a different attorney? PD? It's PD, okay. So the PD can file any appropriate motions for you on that case, but your bond is set at none at this time. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Philip Holmes.
All right, Mr. Holmes, you're here in 2019 MM 6367AO. And is this the same, the violation of the the same thing, right? Yeah.
It's a state statute.
Yeah, it just talks about the procedure.
I'm not even sure if he could plea to this
Yeah,
statute.
I've looked this up many times when it's been brought up, and it's just the procedure. So, 125.69 just lays out the procedure for how to charge somebody for a violation of a county ordinance. So, I think the intent was probably to charge him with soliciting, but, so I don't find the probable cause there. So, unless, I don't know if the state wants 24 hours, I didn't think so. Okay, so I'm gonna ROR you, Mr. Holmes, on that. I'm not gonna take any action on your release case. And I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office if I didn't already say that. Make sure that you have a way of getting in touch with your attorneys and they have a way of getting in touch with you. Okay, because the state can probably still file on something else. All right? Do you understand? We're all becoming experts on county ordinances. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Lee Irvin Vance.
All right, Mr. Vance, you're here in 2019 MO 1398. You're arrested for an open container violation. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the PD. Is there an offer for Mr. Vance?
Vacation credit for time, sir, 2 days.
Get out today. Your Honor, he does wish to accept.
Okay, I'm not gonna take any action on your out on release case, Mr. Vance. But let me see what the status is in case you have a court date coming up. I don't know.
Do you have any questions, sir? You're not on probation.
No, nothing filed yet, so, and you don't have an attorney on that case, so you need to make sure that you have. Do you want me to appoint the public defender for you on that case?
In which case?
Possession of cocaine that you're out on bond on?
Yeah, I've already been calling. It's an open case. I haven't did anything on it yet.
Okay, well, I just want you to make sure that if the state does file, you get notice and you know to show up to court. So make sure that the clerk's has the correct address for you. Okay, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Vance, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis for acceptance of the plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by August 1st, 2020, okay? If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Just so you know, if you get picked up on another new law offense, any judge that sits in this chair at initial appearance can revoke that bond. So just so you know, even if it's an open container,
Yes, ma'am.
so just be careful, okay? All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me your name?
Your name?
Deborah Chicos.
Okay, Ms. Chicos, you're here in 2019 MM 6366AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am, I know this,
Okay.
but I don't think it's fair.
Okay, I understand.
So
I-
they must have trespassing on them, like, on the thing,
Yeah, you-
all the time.
Well, appears that they've asked you to leave and you didn't leave, so.
Okay, I won't be back in this town anymore.
Okay, was there an
I
offer
refuse
for
not
Ms.
to,
Chicos?
I refuse not to come here.
I don't,
Engaging, credit for time served, 2 days, no return.
Sorry, may I have a moment?
yeah.
I'd like to get, somebody give me some please on this. This hurts.
Your Honor, she does wish to accept the offer and enter a plea
Okay,
of no
and if
contest.
you've spoken with her and feel comfortable with that?
Yes, Your Honor, I do feel comfortable with her ability to take that plea this morning.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Chicos, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, so I need you to answer yes or no, okay? Are you okay?
She has an
No?
injured finger.
I'm sorry. We'll get through this pretty quickly if you wanna get through it, and then we'll get you out today.
hospital.
Well, we'll get you out today, okay, and then you can go to the hospital if you just answer my questions, okay? Is this your signature on the plea form?
Yes, ma'am, I read it.
Okay, did you understand everything that was inside it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you've spoken with Mr. Jordan and he's explained everything to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do find a factual basis for acceptance
See
of the
reason why my
plea.
finger hurts like.
I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to the Parkwood Plaza at 3201 West Colonial Drive, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Just so you know, you can't go back there. And I'm gonna order court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by
I'll
August 1st,
be in the hospital, so I won't be
2020.
going back there.
Okay, don't go back. And
Yes,
if you want to
ma'am.
appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one
I
will
was
be
doing
appointed
right
for
before
you.
they started this crap.
All right, I hope your finger feels better.
She broke her finger. I'm not sure when. It might have been just now.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Cameron Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, you're here in 2019 MM 6372AO. You're arrested for trespass in an occupied structure. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't know if the state will have an offer today.
There is not, Your Honor.
Okay. So you're not to return back to 5145 Pueblo Street. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case, and you're to abide by all trespass warnings. And I am going to stay the bond at the $500. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Thomas Smith.
Okay. Do we know what happened to Marsal? Do you know what happened to Marsal? Interpreter case? Okay. Hold on to that. And you're Mr. Smith? Okay. Yeah, I got that right? Okay. All right, Mr. Smith, you're here in 2019 MM 6374AO, and you're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Smith?
Withhold credit time served, 2 days, no return.
Your Honor, he does wish to accept the offer and enter a plea of no contest. Sir, you're just going to sign right there on the defendant. Did you have any questions?
All right, Mr. Smith, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
All right, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
What that mean?
Do you want me to repeat the question?
I'm a citizen.
Okay, but you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
I don't understand.
Okay, I understand that you are a U.S. citizen, but do you understand that if you were not a U.S. citizen, the plea would subject you to deportation? It will subject you to deportation. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. I understand
You
something.
get it? Okay. All right, I do find a factual basis for acceptance of the plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I am gonna withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to 2800 North Pine Hills Road, all right? And I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by August 1st, 2019, or excuse me, August 1st, 2020. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, all right? Good luck to you. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Anthony Watson.
All right, Mr. Watson, you're here in 2019 CO8430. It's a violation of condition of pretrial release based on a domestic violence case out of Lake County, and case number in their Lake County case 2019 MM3342. I do find probable cause for the offense. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're to follow all of the no contact orders in that case and all the orders by the judge in that case. You're not to return back to 5502 Alhambra Drive or have any contact with the victim in the case. And your bond is set at $10,000.
So what was that, $1,000?
Can,
It's a violation of conditional release. The offense occurred here, and it's a no contact order out of Lake County. Law enforcement officers did a well-being check, and he was there with the victim.
I wasn't.
Don't say anything on the record,
Is there a way that it can be shot blowing?
right now,
They arrested him here for the contact. Yeah, there's
Well,
not
no,
stamped
the-
over the line. Yeah, I mean, it's still an
offense-
order of the courts of the state of Florida.
no. Right, so the
So
violation.
the
took place in
violation
Orange
occurred
County,
in
even
Orange County.
If the court
So
order
it's an
took place in
offense
Orange.
charged in Orange County.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can the bond be reduced a
Because-
little bit? Because
Your
I have.
attorneys can file
I
any
exercise-
appropriate motions. You do have an attorney here.
So you won't return because
All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Andrea Bass.
All right, Miss Bass, you're picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of St. Johns County, and the judge set your bond at $2,000 on that case. If you can bond out, you can bond out. If not, St. Johns County pursuant to our administrative order has 72 hours to come and pick you up, not including weekends or holidays. And if they don't come in that time frame, you'll come back before another judge,
Can
okay?
I ask you, if they don't come and get me within 72 hours, will they release me?
You'll come back to the court. It's, the statute requires a
Right.
reasonable amount of time, so
It's
our,
a traffic ticket.
I don't know what it is, so.
Right.
If you can bond out, you can bond out. You do have a bond.
Yeah, but they want $2,000 to get me out.
200 if you go.
Not what bondsman's, they're saying 2,000.
But it's an out-of-county matter, so you have to go to that county jurisdiction.
How long do they usually take to come and get you?
They usually.
Really quick? Okay, thanks.
All right, is Mr. Webster coming? Okay. Mr. Jordan, do you want me to reset him again, or, I mean, it's an MO case, so,
I'd ask for one more reset.
okay, we'll reset him again. All right, and we have David Barrett filed a 33-day motion on 2019 CF 9350AO, Daquan Rashad Horace.
On notice of non-filing before the 33rd day, that should be granted.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 9359AO Kenny Ray McIntyre.
That should be granted a state filing notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 9565AO Jose Aponte.
Be granted a state filing notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. Two 2019 CF 9480AO Oliver Lee Barconi Jr.
Be granted a state filing notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 5454AO Lindell Johnson.
That should be granted the state filing no information on 7/29.
That will be granted. Two 2019 MO 1206AO John Pawelski.
That's a city case.
Okay. Do we know nothing? As I checked this morning, or there's nothing filed. I don't know if that's been changed. Let me just.
Was the city noticed on the case?
Oh, that's a good question. And they weren't. Mr. Jordan. So, I mean, I can deny it, but if you want to refile it and have the city
Yes.
properly noticed, okay.
I will
Thank you
do
for
that.
bringing that to my attention. So I'll just take no action on that. Unless the city's filed, but I doubt it. No, nothing's, as far as I can tell, has been filed. All right, 2019 5256AO John Pavelski.
We denied the state filing information on 7/31.
That will be denied. Two 2019 CF 9334AO Joel Aaron Boyd.
Be granted the state filing notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 9019AO Jason Donald Fernandez.
Should be denied the state filing information on 7/31.
That will be denied. Sorry, all these orders say July, so I have to keep changing them to August. So it's taking a little bit of time. All right. 2019 CF 9264AO John Xavier Jarquil Kegler.
That should be granted the state filing notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
Okay, that will be granted. Two 2019 CF 9349AO Thomas James Charles Burke.
Should be denied the state filing information on 8/1.
That will be denied. Two 2019 CF 5828AO Nabila Zekira Sullivan.
Should be granted the state filing notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That will be granted. Two 2019 CF 9341AO Rebecca Lynn Wright.
Should be granted the state filing notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That will be granted. Alright, and I don't I haven't looked at our afternoon, so I don't know what it looks like, or if there's,
It seems like a regular session.
okay, all right. Okay, anything further? No? All right, we'll be in recess until this afternoon. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Anthony Hernandez?
All right, Mr. Hernandez, you're here in 2019 CF 10922AO. You're arrested for possession of methamphetamine. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription, and your bond will stay set at $1,000. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Johnson Janelas.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're here in 2019 CF 10919AO. You're arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling, possession of burglary tools, and criminal mischief. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to return back to 5223 Millennia Boulevard, number 106, and I don't believe your address is anywhere in there, so you can't go back to the Millennia or place at Millennia Apartments. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or your co-defendant, Mr. Telfort, and no weapons, no firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond will stay set at $5,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and $100 on count 3.
I note he does not have a criminal history. Does he not qualify for PTR? If he did provide those contacts, would he qualify? Would he potentially qualify? Your Honor, would you be willing to stay the bonds or PTR, given his lack of criminal history?
No. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Malik Abdullah Kareem.
All right, Mr. Kareem, you're here in...
Kareem.
Kareem, okay. You're here in 2018 CF 12821AO. You're arrested for a capias. Looks like you failed to appear for pretrial conference on July 24, 2019. The judge revoked your release and set your bond at none on each count. Does he have the PD? You do have the Public Defender's Office. They can file any appropriate motions with regards to bond, and you do have reporting requirements. So you need to comply with those while you're in the Orange County Jail, okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Christopher Schmallenberger.
Okay, is Miss Rodriguez? Okay. Take no action on Miss Rodriguez. And I'm sorry, can you tell me your name again?
Christopher Schmallenberger.
Okay, Mr. Schmallenberger, you're here in case number 2019 CF 10926AO. You're arrested for possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. Do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender. You can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And your bonds will stay set at 1,000 on count 1, and I'm going to reduce count 2 to 100. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
All right, please tell me your name.
Kenneth Singh.
All right, Mr. Singh, you're here in 2019 CF 10921AO. You're arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. You cannot drive without a valid license, and your bond will stay set at $2,500.
Question? Sir, do you have a VOP hold? You have a hold for a violation.
So could I bond out right now? There's no way to get to that. Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Edgar Telfort.
All right, Mr. Telfort, you're here in 2019 CF 10918AO. You're arrested for conspiracy to commit burglary of an occupied dwelling. You do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to the place at Millennia Apartment Complex, specifically 5223 Millennia Boulevard, number 106. No contact with any victim, witness, or your co-defendant, Mr. Janelis Johnson. And you're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition, and I am gonna stay the bond at the $2,500.
In Your Honor, similar situation, if he was able to verify his community contacts.
I mean, I would do bond plus PTR. So. All right, please tell me your name.
Kendra Nicole Vicks.
All right, Ms. Vicks, you're here in 2019 CF 3074AO. You're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for pretrial conference on July 30th, 2019. The judge revoked your release, set your bond at none on all 3 counts. She has you do have the public defender representing you.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Victoria Lee Walter.
Ms. Walter, you're here in 2019 CF 10920AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You can't go back to the Orlando Day Nursery at 626 Lake Dot Circle. And your bond's gonna stay at 1,000 on count 1, 100 on count 2.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Brooke Ashley Rodriguez.
All right, Ms. Rodriguez. You're here in 2019 MM 6379AO. You're arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And based on that new law arrest, they filed an on-view violation of probation out of Volusia County. There is probable cause for the violation of probation, and your bond will be set at none at this time. It's just one VOP? Yeah, okay, there's just a lot of paperwork.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry, Your Honor, what was the bond set in the new law violation?
500.
Okay.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Alexander Diala.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Staley. Okay, reset Mr. Bennett. All right, and you're Mr. Diala?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Diala, you're here in 2019 CF 10839AO. You're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna stay the bond at $1,000. In 2019 MM 5639AO, you're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to comply with release conditions imposed pursuant to an ROR order, and the judge set your bond at none on each count. And does he have the PD in that case? You do have the Public Defender's Office in that case. They can file any appropriate motions for you in that case.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? No? Going on. We'll be in recess until tomorrow.